Hey there guys, what's up and welcome back to another video on Vavoom. Storage Wars is known to have some of the most dramatic and messy conflicts around. This is why today's list will be based on the 5 biggest conflicts in Storage Wars history. But before we do that, be sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you can get the drop on all the latest content we put out in the future. Let's get going guys. Number 5, Dave vs. Dan / Laura showdown.
Oh, real fight.
Really? That's it. That's it.
Stop. Is that the way it works? Stop.
Stop it.
Oh, really?
Stop. Come on.
This situation started when Mary and Renee were bidding on a storage locker. They were bidding against each other to see which one of them would win the bid and acquire the storage unit that started with the amount of $100. The bid just kept going higher and higher between the two until Renee bid $175 for the storage unit. That was when Dan gave her the bid, even though Mary was still holding her hand up ready to bid for $185. Miss Renee decided to sass Mary as an immature way of celebrating her victory. Mary decided to ignore Renee and move on, making Dan realize his mistake. He decided that he should apologize to her for his mistake. Dan talked to Mary about how he didn't see her hand and he'll definitely make sure that mistake doesn't happen again. If that wasn't enough drama for the day, Dave decided to step in and take the tension up a notch as he blamed Dan for playing favorites and claimed that that was why he let Renee have that locker. This was where the actual fight initiated as Laura jumped in the conversation, and now the three, Dave, Dan, and Laura, had started a shouting match of their own, with Dave provoking Dan by saying that if he had issues with certain people, then he should have left, while Dan blamed Dave for being problematic and starting issues. This offended Dave to the point where he pushed Dan back and all hell broke loose. The men ended up brawling as Laura jumped on Dave's back and ended up falling on the ground. As if this mess couldn't get even worse, several other people got involved as well. One storage unit caused a few people to beat each other up. Tragic. Number 4, Jared / Daryl versus Dave.
Dumb.
Come at me with that dumb one more time there.
Dumb.
Slap you right in your face.
Do it.
You're not gonna tell me to shut my mouth. It's wide open, Dave.
Mouth if you don't know
What are
what
you
you're
gonna
talking
do? You
about.
gonna shut it?
Do something,
You
all
gonna
right?
shut it for me or what?
Although this conflict didn't end up in a physical altercation, it was definitely the most pointless one. This conflict started when Jared bid $500 on a storage locker that everyone thought was a good bid and started bidding on it, even Daryl, though he was way more enthusiastic about it as he kept bidding against everyone and ended up winning the storage locker for $1,550. Daryl then started making fun of Dave, who was quite unhappy that he didn't get the locker. Surprisingly, Dave was the one to walk away from the situation, but Jared thought it would be even more fun to drag the teasing a bit more. So he called out to Dave saying, "Come back over here, Dave, and pull your skirt down." And this set off the already tense males into a pointless and stupid argument, which thankfully just stayed a verbal conflict with certain name calling and nothing more. Number 3, Dave versus Renee.
Don't ever threaten me again.
Look at these guys.
You know, you're like a little dark ass motherfucker. Why do you get so freaky out, man?
Dan, it's all cool. He just wants to be like me. I think it's cute.
Don't
I think it's
twist
cute.
it, okay?
I think
You're
it's
confused.
This conflict began when Dave walked into a room with Renee present in it. It was apparent that no one was talking to her, so she started a conversation with an elderly man. Our man Dave didn't waste any opportunity to start a drama. He rudely slid in a comment about how no one wanted to talk to Renee, and so she had to resort to an old man for a decent conversation. He then further added that he wouldn't mind punching Renee in the face if she was bothering the old man. The disrespect. Renee obviously didn't hold back. She told him to never threaten her again and proceeded to call him a dog. Obviously, this escalated into a messier argument as usual. So predictable. Number 2, producers versus Daryl. Daryl may be the one on the show to make the lowest offers, but when it's himself on the receiving end, he is not happy. The person who used to gamble on the show decided to gamble on his career after he threatened the producers to walk away from the show because of the reduction in his pay. Daryl was furious when he found out about his paycheck being reduced by 50%, which meant that his $30,000 per episode would decrease to $15,000. According to Daryl, the producers were trying to push him out of the show and were trying to bring in fresh faces, thus his pay reduction. According to several other sources at the time, his best choice would have been to walk away, as other networks were willing to give him his own show as a spin-off of Storage Wars. Number 1, Dave's accusations against A&E. Dave came out with the accusation that the producers of Storage Wars would put in weird and strange items in the storage lockers to make the show more exciting and to be able to provide the people with a vulnerable stand a chance. He said the process of adding these planted objects in the units was called salting. Surprisingly, no one from A&E provided any statements or clarifications, so it wasn't just baseless accusations. There definitely was something more to it than we were let on. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed today's list. I mean, it's really obvious no one can really avoid dramas, especially if you're on the other side merely observing it. This brings us to the end of our video, which we hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, do let us know by liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen right now because they're a hoot. And with that, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.